The 4% rule that retirement experts have taught for 30 years just got replaced. The new 2026 number changes how much you can safely spend in retirement, and on a $1 million portfolio, getting it wrong costs you $1,000 a year, every year, for the rest of your life. That's not the only number that changed. There are 3 forces that decide whether you retire comfortably at 60 or run out at 85, and almost everyone gets at least one of them wrong. Here's the first one. Before I show you the first force, you need to see where most 60-year-olds actually stand, because the gap is real, and it's the reason this matters. Americans say they need $1.46 million to retire comfortably in 2026. That's the latest Northwestern Mutual number, up from $1.26 million last year. But the median 60-year-old has only $185,000 saved. That's a brutal gap. And here's something else most people don't plan for. A married couple both age 65 today has a 50% chance that at least one of them lives past 92. So your money has to last 30 years, not 20. Now here's why you shouldn't panic. The gap is smaller than it looks because 3 forces in 2026 are quietly working in your favor, and most people don't know they exist. The first one is the most powerful. You can change it this afternoon. Force number 1, where your money lives. The split between stocks, bonds, and cash matters more than any individual investment you'll ever pick. A landmark study by Brinson, Hood, and Biebauer analyzed 91 large pension funds over 10 years, and they found that this single decision drives over 90% of your long-term returns. So at 60, what's the right mix? Charles Schwab, for a moderate retiree age 60 to 69, recommends 60% stocks, 35% bonds, and 5% cash. Bill Bengen, the man who created the 4% rule, still uses 60-40. Empower's actual data on what 60-somethings really hold is more conservative, about 44% stocks. The middle ground that fits most people is 55% stocks, 35% bonds, and 10% cash. Here's the part most retirement videos get dangerously wrong. Going 100% bonds at 60 is not safe. With a 30-year retirement and 3% inflation, $1 in bonds today buys you about 41 cents by year 30. You still need stocks. You just need fewer of them. That's the foundation. Here's where most plans break. Force number 2. How much you can actually spend each year. The classic 4% rule says you withdraw 4% in year 1 and adjust for inflation forever. Bill Bengen invented it in 1994, and Morningstar just updated it for 2026. Here it is. The new safe withdrawal rate is 3.9%. That's from their December 2025 State of Retirement Income Report. So that $1 million example from the start of the video? On 4%, you took $40,000 in year 1. On 3.9%, you take $39,000. Now, here's the twist. In a 2026 interview, Bill Bengen himself said his original rule is for the ultra-conservative. He thinks the safe max is closer to 4.7% with the right portfolio. Let me show you what that actually means. On a $750,000 portfolio, 3.9% is $29,250 a year. 4.7% is $35,250. That's a $6,000 difference every single year for the rest of your retirement, a vacation, a grandchild's college fund. From one assumption. So, which is right? The honest answer is start near 4% and stay flexible. Morningstar's research shows retirees who cut 10% in down years and raise in good years can safely start near 6%. The fixed inflation-adjusted withdrawal is dead. But how much you withdraw means nothing if you screw up the third force, and this one is worth over $26,000 a year, every year, for life. Force number 3 is the biggest lever you have, and the federal government runs it. According to the official Social Security Administration data, for 2026, claim at 62. your maximum monthly benefit is $2,969. Wait until full retirement age, that's 67, and you get $4,152. Wait until 70, you get $5,181. Between 62 and 70, that's $2,212 more per month. Over $26,500 more per year, every year, adjusted for inflation, guaranteed by the federal government for the rest of your life. Here's why. Every year you wait past full retirement age, your benefit grows by 8% per year in delayed retirement credits. From 67 to 70, that's a guaranteed 24% lifetime raise. Show me a stock that does that. Now, I want to be honest. Claiming at 62 isn't always wrong. If you have serious health issues, if you urgently need cash, or if you're the lower earning spouse, claiming early can be the right call. But for most healthy 60-year-olds with savings to bridge the gap, delaying is the highest return decision in retirement planning. 3 forces locked in. Now here's the catch. Even with all 3 working perfectly, 3 more things determine whether your money actually outlasts you. The first one quietly destroys more retirements than any market crash, and Fidelity just put a number on it that nobody saw coming. $172,500. That's what a single 65-year-old will spend on healthcare for the rest of their life, according to Fidelity's 2025 estimate. For a couple, that's roughly $345,000. Break that down. $14,000 a year, every year of retirement on top of Medicare premiums. And it doesn't include long-term care. Most people have never heard this number. They plan for housing, food, travel, and forget about a $345,000 bill they never saw coming. Speaking of Medicare, Part B in 2026 jumped to $202.90 a month. And if you ever need a private nursing home, the median is $129,575 a year. Long-term care is the real killer. A 65-year-old has a 70% chance of needing some form of it. The fix. If you're still working before Medicare kicks in at 65, max out a health savings account. The 2026 limit is $4,400 a year for an individual. Money goes in tax-free, grows tax-free, comes out tax-free for medical. It's the only triple tax-free account in the entire tax code. Now you've got allocation, withdrawal rate, Social Security, and healthcare locked. But there's a silent killer most retirees only learn about after it's too late. Imagine 2 retirees, both 60, both with $1 million. Bob retires in 2000, right before the dot-com crash. Susan retires in 2002, after the bottom. Both withdraw 4% a year. Same plan, same starting balance, same withdrawal rate. By age 80, Bob is running out of money. Susan is comfortable. Why? Same plan, same withdrawal rate. The only difference is timing. Research from retirement income economist Wade Pfau shows ending balances can differ by 50% or more based purely on what year you happen to retire. That's sequence of returns risk. And it's the silent killer because it doesn't matter what your average return is. It matters what happens in the first 5 years. A big drop in year 1 of retirement does permanent damage you can't recover from. You sold shares at the bottom to fund withdrawals. Those shares are gone. The recovery doesn't reach them. Christine Benz at Morningstar popularized the fix. The bucket strategy. Bucket 1, 1 to 2 years of expenses in cash. Bucket 2, 3 to 10 years in high-quality bonds. Bucket 3, 10 plus years out in stocks. When markets crash, you don't sell stocks. You spend from your cash bucket. You refill it later from bonds or from stocks during good years. There's an even simpler fix. A 2019 study cited in the Journal of Financial Planning found that working 2 more years, even part-time at 25% of your former salary, improves portfolio survival rates by 20 to 30%. But here's the strategy that beats both. A tax loophole hiding in plain sight that's worth 6 figures. A couple just like you saved $160,000 in taxes by doing one thing between ages 60 and 73. Here's exactly what they did. First, A quick definition, because this is the part most videos skip. A Roth conversion just means moving money from your traditional 401k, where you owe tax when you eventually withdraw, into a Roth IRA, where you pay the tax now and never pay it again. That's it. You're choosing to pay tax now instead of later. Now, under the new rules, you're not forced to take money out of your traditional 401k until age 73 or 75 if you were born in 1960 or later. That means if you retire at 60, you have 13 to 15 years of low-income years before the IRS forces withdrawals. This is the conversion window. Most people sleep through it. Here's what the smart couple did. Each year, they converted about $129,000 from their traditional 401k into a Roth, paying tax at 12% or 22% now instead of the 24% or 32% bracket they'd land in later. Because once Social Security kicks in and the IRS forces withdrawals at 73, their taxable income jumps and pushes them into a higher bracket they can't escape. The total tax saved versus doing nothing was over $160,000 across their retirement. That's a paid-off mortgage. That's 3 years of retirement spending from doing one thing once a year between 60 and 73. Now let me show you exactly what this all looks like as a real portfolio. Let's build this for a real portfolio. I'll use $750,000 as the example, but stay with me. The percentages work the same whether you have $250,000 or $2 million. Just scale the dollars to your number. 55% stocks, that's $412,500 on a $750,000 portfolio. Split it 3 ways. Vanguard Total Stock Market, ticker VTI. Vanguard Total International, VXUS. And a small cap value tilt for that safe max boost Bengen talked about, ticker VBR 35% bonds, that's $262,500. Use Vanguard Total Bond Market, BND, plus a 5 to 10% slice in tips. That's Treasury Inflation Protected Securities, ticker SCHP for inflation protection. 10% cash, that's $75,000. High yield savings, money market, or short-term CDs. This is your sequence risk shield. Withdrawal plan. Take 4% in year 1, that's $30,000. Add an average couple's Social Security at full retirement age, around $48,000. Total year 1 income, roughly $78,000, scalable to your number. 4 index funds. Total expense ratio under 0.05%. Done. If you do nothing else after this video, do 2 things tonight. They take 10 minutes total. 1. Go to ssa.gov, create a My Social Security account, and run the benefit estimator. It gives you your 3 personal numbers at 62, at 67, at 70, based on your real earnings. The numbers I quoted earlier, $2,969, $4,207, $5,181, those are maximums. Your real numbers will be different. Once you have those 3, the rest of your retirement plan stops being a guess and becomes a math problem. 2. While you're there, pull up your earnings record. Your benefit is calculated from your highest 35 years of work. If any of those years has the wrong amount or is missing because an old employer messed up the report, your benefit is permanently lower. Every month, for life, the SSA won't catch it for you. You have to catch it yourself. 10 minutes, free, tonight. 2 actions, almost nobody does either. And they're the highest leverage moves you can make. Subscribe if this helped. I publish new retirement research every week. And tell me in the comments, what's the one retirement decision you're most worried about? I read everyone. A quick note before I go. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. Investment performance shown is based on historical data and projections. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Always conduct your own research and consult with a qualified financial advisor before making any investment decisions. See you next week.